Hello everybody, Cooper here and welcome to one of my favourite parts of the season in my AFL 23 Adelaide Crows management career. It's the off season. We're going to be doing trades, free agency, the draft, the rookie draft. We're going to be doing all sorts. It's going to be fantastic. Hope you're all doing very well today. If you haven't watched the last episode, you can see on the right of screen that we finished the season in 9th. We finished 12 wins, 11 losses in the end. So we did win over half our games. But I'm sort of at a point where there's a few of our players that are getting a bit older that I'm looking to move on. There's obviously a bit of talent that I want to develop and nurture, that's what I'm trying to say. As well as, some star players that I want to keep. So if we actually have a look at our list management, we'll see who's out of contract. So we can see that Lockie Murphy is out of contract. How old is Lockie Murphy? He's 24. Depending on how much he's asking for, we might keep him around because he is quite good. Matt Crouch would probably only give another year. We might also trade him. Although he was our leading Brownlow medal vote getter this year, but we'll just see what happens with him. Jackson Haitley, he's probably one I'm going to trade and let go. I'd probably like to get another draft pick because I'm not sure what our draft pick situation is, but we'll have to have a look at that. Roy Sloane we are going to keep. Obviously, very experienced player for us, so we're looking to keep him. Paul Season we're going to let go as he is retired in real life. Tex Walker we're going to keep. Again, very experienced player. He's going to be, one of those key players, one of those key forwards that we're going to be using to develop some of the youngsters that are in our lineup. And I'm not sure in terms of the bottom half of the roster. We can see that Tyler Brown, is it Tyler? It is Tyler. He's currently without a contract. I'm probably going to let him go. McAdam, I'm going to also let go as he has left the Crows in real life. Borlace, I'm going to let go. McPherson, I'm going to let go. Duday, I'm going to let go. Probably trade him to the Bulldogs. Sorry, to Brisbane, not the Bulldogs. He went to Brisbane in real life, so I will send him up there probably for a draft pick. And Newchurch, I will let go, as well as Keane and McCasey. I will also be making some other little odd changes here and there, depending on what our money situation is, because as I've mentioned probably a couple of episodes back, I do have a watch list of players. I said I was going to add to this list, but I actually haven't added anybody to this list. And we also obviously have the draft, which we want to, get some good talent in from there as well. So I don't know where we're going to start with. I know that the free agency period has started, but if we go to the calendar, you can see that the trade period starts in a week's time. So we're going to have a look at the free agents. We're going to have a look at that list and see who is actually available for us. So if we go to free agency, we'll set it by the restricted free agents first. We can see that Duday is available. Jack Silvani, who's on our watch list, is actually a restricted free agent, as is Redmond, Goldstein, McKay, and a few other names. So I think we give a contract to Redmond. I think that'll be a good place to start. As our defensive, we're losing Duday. He's one of our defenders. Redmond is another player who can replace him. So we're going to offer a contract to Mason Redmond. He's 26 years old. We'll probably want to give him around a 5-year deal, probably not anything too much longer than that. In terms of budget, we've got just under $3 million to spend on the rest of the roster. So we might reduce it in the beginning. We'll see what this kind of contract will look like. We'll go $600,000 a season for 5 years. Hopefully, we can't negotiate just yet. Oh, we need to skip forward, that's why. There we go. So now free agency is open. Now we can send him a contract offer. So I'm going to put a contract together and I will let you guys know once he has signed his contract. Okay, Mason Redmond has officially signed. He's signed a 5-year contract for the amount of $640,000 per season, which is actually under his current 2023 salary. So it was good that we were able to get him to sign on the dotted line. So he is a restricted free agent, I believe. He will have actually moved across now. If we go to player transfers, we can see that Mason Redmond has now joined the Adelaide Football Club. I will also going to have a look at the watch list once again. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to go to the search player list. We're again going to look at the restricted free agents. Okay, we have offered a contract to Ben McKay, and he has, or Ben Mackay, I don't know if it's McKay or Mackay, but he has accepted. It is a 7-year contract worth $475,000 per season. He is now on the Adelaide Crows roster as a key defender. I now feel very comfortable letting go of Tom Doedee. I'm not sure where, who our, let's have a look at our other roster now, our current roster, I should say. Our key defender situation. So it won't show Mackay just yet, but we've got Michelini, we've got Murray, and we've got Butts. So we probably want to bring in another key defender on top of Mackay. We'll see what we can get our hands on. But I feel very comfortable with our key defender situation at the moment. So I'd like to clear up a little bit more cap space, and we'll see what we can do. Okay, after looking at our free agency options, I think it is best to move forward to when the trade period opens. So we have now done that, I believe. Not the ladder, I want to look at the calendar. So we've got another week until the trade period opens. So if we skip forward till then, we can now make trades, which is a good thing. We'll have a look at our current trade options. I want to have a look at what draft picks we have. So we have the 10th pick, the 34th pick, the 53rd pick, and a whole host of other draft picks, as well as our future picks in which we can trade. First and foremost, I would like to do a trade with Brisbane. I would like to send Doedee there as discussed. He's not going to re-sign with us, as I mentioned. I'd like to get the 11th pick, the future first-round pick, and a future second-round pick if possible. I am planning to move up in the draft and get as many top 5 picks as I can get my hands on, because we will have a look at the draft talent in a minute. But we are going to submit this trade. It says we are close to negotiating a deal. What if we give you 4, 5, and 6, the 4th round, the 5th round, the 6th round draft picks? They don't like that. What if we give you a future 3rd round pick? They've thought that to be extremely fair. Doedee is gone. We move up in the draft. We get, well, not really move up. We gain another draft pick. But you can see we've got the 10th and 11th pick now. But if we have a look at the draft pool, you can see there is some really good talent in the middle here. I'm going to be drafting players with high potential, as I think that is going to be the way to go. So I want to get maybe 3 or 4 of the top 5 draft picks. I think that is going to be the way to go. So I'm going to do some trades that I think makes sense for both us in the direction that we're going, as well as for the other teams that we're going to be trading with. So bear with me for a second, guys. I will be back in a minute. Okay, I've put this trade together, guys. I've got the Paul Seedsman expiring, plus Parnell and Murray in exchange for the number 1 draft pick and a future first round draft pick. I've also included pick 71 from us to go to Hawthorn. So hopefully this deal will go through. They are insulted by the prospect. Okay, we need to up our game a little bit. Maybe if we get rid of the future number 1 draft pick and just take the number 1 pick from this year. They are ecstatic with that. So we probably gave away a little bit too much. But a few contracts are gone. We get the number 1 pick. Who I'm going to take with that number 1 pick. We ideally would want a midfielder to replace who we just got rid of. So I'm probably looking at either Stark, who looks to have really good potential. There's Mackenzie down the bottom, who's got really good potential, but I'm also looking at Christie here. Matthew Christie, he looks really good. So he's going to be someone that we're going to keep an eye on, because we do need a few more forwards. We're sort of lacking in the forwards department this year. Now, in terms of contracts, I'm thinking Murphy, Crouch, and Haitley, they're all going to go. I want to trade for a big name. We've got the money to do it. We've got a bit of cap space. So I'm looking to sign on a big name. We've got Walker and Sloan that we've signed on. I think we did that a couple of episodes ago. Brown and McAdam. Actually, I'll send McAdam to Melbourne now while I think of it. And if we can get a future first round pick, or do we get the number 16? We'll get the number 16 pick. Will this be a good trade? They decide that's extremely fair, so we get number 16. Hopefully we'll be able to trade up in the draft to get another player. So McAdam is gone. McPherson, we'll see what we can do with him. Okay, we have offered a contract to Caleb Daniel, who isn't a free agent, but is someone that we can look to trade for. I've offered him 4 years, $715,000 a season, which he has accepted, which we are going to go back, add him to this trade that I've put together with the Bulldogs. So I've offered out McPherson, Matt Crouch, Lockie Murphy, and Scholl to go to the Bulldogs in exchange for pick 12, a future first round pick, and Caleb Daniel. Hopefully they will accept this. They decide it's extremely fair, and Caleb Daniel will be joining Redmond as part of this new backline that I'm putting together. Caleb Daniel is a South Australian, so I think he's going to fit in quite well with the guys that we're putting together on this team. We also get rid of a few uncontracted players, so we don't have to worry about re-signing them, which is good. One other thing I would like to have a look at is Tyler Brown. His morale says he's not very happy here. He's not got great potential, so he's probably another one we're going to be looking to move on. So he's going to be moving on. And then we've got all the rookies down here that we're going to be looking to move on as well. So Keane, Newchurch, Borlace, and Brown. Okay, let's try and put something together. Let's go to West Coast and try and put a deal together for the number 2 pick. I don't know if they would do this or not. This seems like a bit of a rip-off. I might actually get rid of the future number 1 pick. I'll get rid of that. So it'll just be pick 2 for Brown, Keane, Newchurch, and Borlace. We might do this deal. Hopefully they accept. They're extremely pleased, which means we probably could have tried to add in something else, but not to be. So we now hold, which draft picks do we hold? So we've got picks 1, 2, 10, 11, and 12, plus 16. And then we'll move down the list. We've also got picks 34 as well. But now I think is the time where we start to get a bit creative. Okay, we have offered a contract to Callum Coleman-Jones, who, as I mentioned in an earlier video, is someone who I played alongside many years ago when I used to play football. We've offered him a 4-year deal, $320,000 per season. He's going to be probably our backup ruckman behind Riley O'Brien. We currently only have the 2 ruckmen on the list, so he's going to be someone that we are looking to add. He's got good potential, range between 82 and 89. He's accepted the trade offer, most importantly. He's accepted the contract. So now we need to go to North Melbourne, offer him something. North Melbourne something to hopefully accept. Okay, I'm going to offer 2 future second round picks, pick 34 plus future 4th round pick in exchange for Callum. Hopefully this deal will work. They've decided it's extremely fair. That we have accepted that deal. Fantastic. So we've now got another backup ruckman, which we so desperately needed, as we only had Strawn as our other ruckman. He's under contract for another couple of years. McCasey, we should probably look to trade, see if we can get something for him. Let's go to North Melbourne and see if we can get a deal done for the number 3 pick. We were just at North Melbourne, so hopefully they will be kind to us. Where's McCasey? He's up here. He's actually got good potential. So we might... Actually, we'll see what we can do. We'll put a trade together, because we might be able to sneak Goldstein in here as well. Okay, after looking at Goldstein's contract offer, he was being very unreasonable. He was asking for a little bit too much money for my liking. But the thought of adding another couple of our draft picks, so maybe pick 16 to this, we can go McCasey and pick 16 in exchange for pick 3. That seems like a good trade that we could do. They were ecstatic with the offer, so we probably gave away a little bit too much again. But in real life, they might accept this. I don't know. But we now have the first 3 draft picks in the draft. Picks 1, 2, and 3. Is there anybody from GWS that I would particularly like? We could try and get a deal done. I'm going to have a quick look at their list and see what we can put together. After looking at the GWS list, there is 2 players that I like the look of. There is Cadman, who was the number 1 pick in the most recent draft, as well as Taylor, Sam Taylor, who is a very, very good key defender, really good centre-half back. Played a handful of games, 86 games is really more than a handful, but both of them look like a really, really good prospect. So I'm going to try and put together a really big deal involving the number 4 pick, I think it is, plus Cadman and Taylor. So let's do this. I'm going to show you sort of my negotiation process, I suppose is what you would call it. So Aaron Cadman is someone that I'm going to want to contract for a very long time because he is so young. He's got really good potential. He is going to be one of the foundations of my forward line going forward. So we're going to actually offer him a 9-year contract. So we're going to probably just leave it unbalanced for now. I'll up it a little bit, even though we'll keep it there. So we'll go 150,000 over 9 years. He's not going to accept this. This is just me looking at where he wants his money to be. So it says a minimum of $453,000 per year. So that is sort of my ballpark figure of how much money he wants to sign for. So I'm actually happy to go 455 because I like the round numbers. It's sort of just how I am. So we'll give him 460. Now that is a very affordable contract for someone who's going to be very good for a very long time. I see him, once Tex eventually retires, pairing with Darcy Fogarty and being a really strong part of our forward line. So we are going to offer him this contract. It is a long contract, but I think it's one that is going to pay off over time. He has accepted, which is great, so we can add him to the trade. We're also going to be finding Taylor, wherever he is. I'm assuming he's down here because his name is towards the back end of the alphabet. He's going to be a little bit more expensive. So we're going to negotiate his contract. He's already on $449,000. So if we just put that to 450 over 9 years, we're actually not going to give him 9 years because he's 24. We'll give him 7 years. And we'll submit an offer. He's wanting almost $1 million a season, so which I'm actually quite happy giving him because we do have the money for that. So he is going to be worth a lot of money to us, over the course of this rebuild, and he is going to be one of our foundational pieces towards the back half of our field. As you can see, because we're spreading this money over so much time, it's actually only going to cost us. We're only spending, one player salary in 2030. So we're going to submit this offer, which he has accepted, which will now add him to the trade. Okay, so I'm thinking picks 10, 11, and 12, plus a couple of these future... Actually, I don't really want to give away the future picks because I don't know what they're going to be. But picks 10, 11, and 12, I think, are going to be good. We probably want to give away one of our key forwards like Gollant, because with Cadman coming into the side, Gollant's really going to miss out on some playing time. So I think that is going to be the way to go. So we're going to offer this deal. They are insulted by the proposal. I'm not surprised. I kind of lowballed them initially. we're going to have to offer them a little bit more. Let's go Luke Pedler. Someone who is probably on a similar sort of trajectory as Cadman, but he just doesn't have the potential to be as good. So I'm happy letting him go. They're still insulted. Okay, we need to go a little bit further forward. What if we gave up someone like, where is he? Himmelberg. 83 overall. He is a good player. They're still insulted, which means we're not really heading in the right direction. What if we get rid of one of the draft picks? Let's say pick 10, and we throw in Haitley. They're still insulted. A draft pick's just not that valuable to trade for. Let's take out the draft picks. Let's go back to us. We'll throw in Golan again. And we'll throw in Hinge. They're still insulted. What if we get rid of pick 4 and we'll do a trade separately with the other players? They're still insulted. What if we just do Himmelberg, Haitley, Golan, and Hinge for Sam Taylor himself? Okay, they're ecstatic with that, so we need to create a new trade with GWS. Do I need to renegotiate the contract with Cadman? I don't have to. Okay, that's good. We'll go pick 4, and we'll go 10, 11, and 12. They're insulted. So what else can we add to this deal? What if we add Worrell to this deal? They've accepted that. So we're able just to get it done in 2 separate deals. So that is all done. We now need the 5th pick, and then we would have achieved all of our goals to getting the top 5 picks in the draft. Well, let's go to St Kilda and try and getting a deal done. Let's trade Dowling and Bond. Hopefully this will be enough to get the deal done. They're insulted by the proposal, which means we need to keep negotiating. We can probably afford to get rid of one of our midfielders. Actually, let's get rid of Pedler, and we'll get rid of Strawn, because we don't really need Strawn anymore, because the chances are we probably will draft a ruckman. And they're extremely pleased with that. How much money have we cleared up in the process? Because depending on how much money we have left, we could probably go after another contract. We have just over $1 million to spend. Are there any uncontracted players? There are not. We've contracted Sloan, we've contracted Walker. There's probably $1 million we could spend. But I don't really have anything that I can use, because I don't really want to trade any of the draft picks that I've got. So I've got the top 5 picks. I'm not really worried about these picks down here. These future picks I'll hang on to until next year. So I think our business is done for this season. We've still got a good roster. We're going to simulate the rest of the trade period. And before we get into the draft, we should have a look. Actually, we'll delist any uncontracted players. Let's have a look at who went where. Player transfers. These are all delistings. This is not really what I wanted to look at. Okay, if we look at free agency, you can see that Jack Silvani went to GWS as a free agent. Harry Himmelberg, I should say, went to St Kilda from GWS. Fantasia has left Adelaide to go to West Coast, as has Clark from Sydney to West Coast, and Melican from Sydney to the Bulldogs as an unrestricted free agent. Then in terms of trades, these are all trades that we did. So if we skip down here, we should be able to find some more trades. Castagna went from Richmond to St Kilda as a free agent. Bailey Smith went from Bulldogs to Richmond in a trade. I'm not sure what the Bulldogs traded in return, maybe some draft capital. Soldo went from Richmond to Hawthorn. Starcevic went from Brisbane to North. Noble went from Collingwood to North. Martin and Gilfie went from Essendon to St Kilda. And Wilkie went from St Kilda to Essendon. Jake Lever has gone to Port now, with Georgiades going from Port to Melbourne. Then Battle went from St Kilda to Sydney. And then there was a series of rookie promotions, as well as some retirements down here, which we don't really need to go over. But we are now here for the national draft. We've got 10 players that we need to pick. We've got the first 5 picks in the draft. I'm thinking we take Haynes here with the first pick. What's his name? Zayden Haynes. He looks very, very good. As a defender, he's going to be good. 93 to 99 potential. So he's going to be taken with the number 1 pick. I'm just going to take screenshots so I can keep track of my of them over the years. So we've got time for the second pick. I will be taking the midfielder, Kingston Stark, who looks very good. He is going to be very good for us. Got 91 to 99 potential. He's also going to be very good. He's only very small, 165 centimeters. With the third pick, we're going to be taking, was it Maximus? No, Matthew Christie, who is playing for Vic Country, I believe. So we're going to be taking him with the third pick. With the fourth pick, we should probably take someone with really good potential. This Morrison, the ruckman down here, looks very good. 90 to 99 potential. Jace Morrison, he doesn't look that tall. But he's going to be the one that we're going to pick. How tall is he? 183 centimeters. That feels short. And then with our final draft pick, we're going to be taking another key defender. I think this is going to be the way to go. We're going to take Jeremiah Mackenzie, who looks also very good. He is going to be another one of our draft picks. We're going to continue the draft now. We're going to skip down a little bit further into the draft, as we don't have a pick for quite a while. We have the 49th pick. Now, I'm not really sure who to take in this instance. We should probably take another ruckman. So I'm going to take Murray. Toby Murray we're going to take. He's an actual decent-sized ruckman, 200 centimeters. With pick 71, there's this guy here with 80 to 94 potential. Let's take a crack on him. And then with the is this the 71st? The 77th pick. Let's take Campbell. He's the best player available. Let's just take him. And now we have picks 79 and 80. I wouldn't mind taking another ruckman. Let's just have a look at who the best player is available. It says we could potentially get Charlie Constable, which wouldn't be a bad pick sort of this late in the draft. But let's sort it by... We could probably get a few midfielders. Let's have a look at some of the more mature age prospects. We can get Sharp. Who is this? Harry Sharp, who plays for Brisbane, apparently. Let's take him. And then with our final draft pick, let's take Charlie Constable. Just as another, not forwards, we want a defender. Just as a mature age prospect, he's 24. I think he's playing for Geelong. He was playing for Geelong. Well, he actually plays for Gold Coast. What am I talking about? Where is he? Actually, we're not going to take Constable. We're going to take Mansell here. Let's have a look at him. He plays for Richmond, Ryan Mansell. Let's draft him. And that is going to complete the national draft. We now have the rookie draft. We have to pick 3 players here. These players are generally just to fill out the back of the roster. Let's see who's here. Let's take a key forward. Let's take Olsen. We'll pick him up. I'm actually going to take Nikaya Cockatoo with our pick 27 in the rookie draft. And then with our final pick, we'll have a look at who is just available. I don't really mind taking an older player here because they're just going to be rookie contracted, so there's not really much we can do in terms of stuffing this pick up. But I do like the draft that we've had so far. Let's just take another ruckman. Can't have too many ruckmen. Let's take, if we can get someone that's like a 78 overall, that would be handy. No, there's no one. Okay, let's take Tucker. He's got the best potential, it looks like. He's 19. He's going to be decent as like a last-ditch ruck option. And that should do it. I'll just leave this to the list management. It says we're paying a little bit over the salary cap, but they can fix it for me. Guernsey numbers, I'm not going to worry about this in terms of the video. I will do this off camera because this is something I kind of care about. So I will leave this to me to do off camera. But in terms of everything else that I've shown you today, the off season is officially done. Thank you so much for watching up until this point, guys. If you enjoyed this longer episode, I really hope you do it. We're going to do it every season until we win a premiership. So that is the plan. But if you enjoyed today's video, guys, and you've watched until the end, consider leaving a like on the video and subscribing to the channel for more. I post pretty frequently, so even if it's not an AFL video, you'll see a cricket video or something else that you might like. So until next time, guys, I hope you have a lovely day wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you guys then. Bye.